Just when the off-track drama couldn't get worse with Christian Horner's scandal, Susie Wolff lodges a formal complaint with the FIA regarding accusations levelled against her late last year. Let's not waste any more time. Here's what happened. As the managing director of the F1 Driver Academy and the wife of Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff, she became embroiled in a media frenzy in December following the FIA's announcement of a possible conflict of interest involving them. After a media report hinted at confidential information being exchanged between Susie Wolff and her husband Toto Wolff, along with teams allegedly raising concerns with the FIA, both allegations were vehemently refuted. The issue came to light publicly when the FIA released a statement stating that the FIA is aware of media speculation centred on the allegation of information of a confidential nature being passed to an F1 team principal from a member of FOM personnel. The FIA Compliance Department is looking into the matter. Although the statement from the FIA did not directly name the Wolffs, it was clear to whom the governing body was referring, and their identity was also shared with the media. However, faced with significant criticism, including all 9 of Mercedes' competitors affirming that they had not lodged complaints with the FIA, the governing body swiftly retracted its stance. Within just 48 hours of its initial statement, the FIA declared the issue closed, citing a lack of grounds for further inquiry and stating that the situation did not warrant a formal investigation. Susie Wolff, in particular, was not satisfied with the FIA's retreat. She believed that significant reputational harm had already been inflicted by the FIA's decision to publicly announce its assessment of the matter. Expressing her thoughts on social media, she stated, "I might have been collateral damage in an unsuccessful attack on somebody else, or the target of a failed attempt to discredit me personally. But I have worked too hard to have my reputation called into question by an unfounded press release." There has also been speculation regarding the origin of the initial media report that prompted the FIA's response, with questions arising about whether it originated from within the governing body itself. Without a public apology from the FIA regarding its handling of the situation, Susie Wolff has decided to take further action by pursuing legal recourse in the French courts, aiming to uncover the origins of the allegations made against her. Ahead of the Australian Grand Prix, she posted a statement on social media that reads, "I can confirm that I have personally filed a criminal complaint in the French courts on the 4th March in relation to the statements made about me by the FIA last December. There has still not been any transparency or accountability in relation to the conduct of the FIA and its personnel in this matter. I feel more than ever it is important to stand up, call out improper behaviour and make sure people are held to account. While some may think silence absolves them from responsibility, it does not." New questions arose regarding the FIA's management of the events from last December, when the governing body revealed this week that its policy in such situations is to handle matters privately, away from public scrutiny, amid the FIA's Ethics Committee and Compliance Officer investigating several recent complaints, including some involving President Mohammed Ben Sulayem, who has been cleared of them. The governing body reiterated its policy of not disclosing specific details publicly. Regarding the recent events, it stated, "At the FIA, inquiries and complaints are received and managed by the Compliance Officer and the Ethics Committee where appropriate. Both bodies operate autonomously, guaranteeing strict confidentiality throughout the process. As a consequence, and in general, we are unable to confirm the receipt of any specific complaint, and it is unlikely that we will be able to provide further comment on the complaints that we may receive from any parties." But it's not all rainy days over at Mercedes. Former F1 driver Johnny Herbert has recommended that Red Bull boss Christian Horner step down amidst the continuing scandal and the potential departure of Max Verstappen to Mercedes. Since early February, Horner has been in the spotlight following allegations of misconduct. Before the Bahrain Grand Prix, which marked the start of the season, Christian Horner was cleared of any misconduct following an independent inquiry, seemingly resolving the issue. However, soon after this clearance, purported evidence such as text messages and images from the investigation surfaced and were leaked to accredited journalists, team leaders, and team members. The ongoing saga has continued to impact the team, with Jos Verstappen urging Christian Horner to depart as it threatened to divide the team. Additionally, Helmut Marko's role has come under scrutiny, with discussions of a potential suspension during the Saudi Arabia race weekend. This sparked a strong reaction from the reigning world champion, who stated that if Marko were to leave, he would follow suit. Johnny Herbert now holds the belief that Red Bull is on the brink of pushing Max Verstappen out of the team due to the continuing situation surrounding the team's management and controversies. He told The Sun, It's not a good thing for F1 with the whole thing going on and the belated heat on it. It doesn't help the situation for Red Bull, who have the best driver in the world at the present time. And they're very close to pushing Max Verstappen out of the team. I've heard they are getting quite close with the deal with Mercedes. It seems like a stupid thing to do. Their biggest asset is not the Christian Horner show. It would be crazy for Max to leave because of the situation. Jos has said it will be very destructive and rip it apart, and I think it's gone on for far too long. In some respects, Christian should really think about it and step aside. Mercedes acquiring Verstappen might be what they need to fulfill Lewis Hamilton's vision for them. The 7-time world champion expressed his belief that Mercedes will regain championship-winning form in the future. The 7-time world champion denied that his decision to switch to Ferrari was driven by a lack of confidence in Mercedes' ability to secure another title for him. After joining the team in 2013, Lewis Hamilton swiftly achieved remarkable success on the track. The British driver clinched the Drivers' Championship in every season from 2014 to 2020, except for 2016, when he was narrowly defeated by his teammate Nico Rosberg. The team has faced challenges since the implementation of the ground effect regulations in 2022. Lewis Hamilton, in particular, has not secured a victory since the second-to-last race of the 2021 season, despite signing a contract extension with Mercedes last summer that was set to keep him with the team. Until the end of 2025, Lewis Hamilton made headlines in February when it was announced that he had activated a release clause in the contract. This move allows him to join Ferrari next year, causing a stir of surprise and excitement in the Formula One community. Even as he anticipates his move to Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton remains committed to giving his best for Mercedes in their last season together. He has expressed confidence in the Brackley-based team's potential to reclaim their winning form in the future. He said, "I'm excited about this year, and I know this team is going to win another championship, and I will be proud to know that I've been a part of it." Because a lot of the things that were put in place, in terms of how much more diverse our team is, the processes that we go through, I in the long haul will always be a part of that process and that development the team has gone through. Lewis Hamilton responded to questions about whether one of his reasons for joining Ferrari was a lack of belief in winning an 8th title with Mercedes by stating, "No, honestly it wasn't. I truly believe that this team, as I mentioned earlier, is going to win another championship. It's an incredible group of people and it's really well run. Mercedes has such an incredible history, and from the board down, they are ultimately really heavily invested in racing and in so many areas, regardless whether or not this is a championship-winning car. That won't have any bearing on how I feel about the next stage of my career. As I said, it's all about a new chapter in my life, and I really feel like I've done everything I could possibly do with this team." Lewis Hamilton is prepared and eager for the new challenge that racing for Ferrari will bring. Hamilton, who has 103 wins under his belt, said, "I'm on the back end of my career. I love a challenge, and this is the ultimate challenge really, to go to a team that is incredibly iconic, has also amazing history, but also has not had as much success, I guess, as they would have hoped in the past decade or so. My goal is to beat them this year, and obviously that switches next year on." George Russell mentioned that he has been amused by the calls and messages received by him and Mercedes from other drivers since a seat became available at the team in 2025. Following Lewis Hamilton's decision to switch to Ferrari, various names have been rumoured as potential candidates for Lewis Hamilton's vacant seat at Mercedes. However, George Russell said that he is not concerned about who ultimately joins him at the squad. "It's going to be an interesting few months to see what happens," said Russell. "But from my side, I've been teammates with arguably the greatest driver of all time for the past 2 years, and I've got no concerns at all who lines up alongside me. I want to be tested against the very best, and I feel that's what I've had the last 2 years. Whether it's an experienced driver or a young driver, I feel that personally I'm in a great position to help push the team forward and go into this next chapter." When asked about his influence on the driver decision, George Russell responded by saying, "I think for any team it's important to have good harmony between the drivers, because that trickles down to all of the engineers and the whole team, but ultimately the decisions with Toto Wolff and the board. We've already had a lot of conversations, and I've been with Toto a lot this winter, so seeing the drivers' names pop up on the telephone has been quite funny, and even on my phone as well, I've had a few phone calls and text messages. So it's been quite interesting, but as a team, we're in a really good opportunity and position to go into this next chapter, after so much success with Lewis and Mercedes. If you were Toto Wolff, which text would you entertain? Tell us in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.